I am here with my dear friend Buzz the Bee from Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. You are going to want to keep a close eye on the weather today, am I right? And let me tell you, it's time now for your local weather report, brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Let's buzz on over to the Main Street Media TV Weather Center.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather update.
Not looking too bad to start our week out. Temperatures will be a little cool compared to where we should be for this time of year with those winds northerly coming out here, but we'll be in the mid, maybe upper 60s here through this afternoon. Not expecting any precipitation chances in any meaningful way, that is, as we head through tonight back down to the 50s and even upper 40s, drying out once again, paving the way for a nice Tuesday here. So the next couple of days, we'll start to kind of warm back up a little bit, mid to upper 70s returning, but thunder showers and storms move in Tuesday night, tomorrow night, and into Wednesday. Check it out from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Next 7 days do look a little unsettled, so you're going to want to keep that umbrella on hand, and maybe even in the next weekend as well, with showers lingering across the area.
Thank you for that update. Tune in each day on Mornings on Main Street for an up-to-date weather report brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. All of their contact information is below. Have a great day.
Good morning, Stefanie.
Good morning. Hi, kids. The hot tea, please.
It's known as Nashville's Rite of Spring, the Iroquois Steeplechase, now in its 84th season. Welcome to Mornings on Main Street. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Today we learn where it all began for the Iroquois Steeplechase. You will hear from 1977 Iroquois winner and now chairman and the Steeplechase brand ambassador on the philanthropy supported by this event that draws in nearly 25,000 spectators. We also talk head-to-toe fashion for the ladies heading out for the 84th Iroquois Steeplechase. But first, let's get a check of our headlines. A Murray County murder case dating back to 1991 receives closure. A jury has convicted this man, 63-year-old Clark Baldwin of Waterloo, Iowa, on 2 counts of first-degree murder in the 1991 deaths of Pamela Rose Aldridge McCall and her unborn child. McCall's body was found in March of 91 along Saturn Parkway in Spring Hill. Baldwin was immediately sentenced to life in prison. He is scheduled to be extradited to Wyoming to face trial for 2 1992 murders he is accused of committing. You're seeing the family and friends who gathered in Castalian Springs to dedicate the Roger Parker Memorial Bridge on Old Highway 25. Parker, a Vietnam War veteran, still lives in the area. He received the Silver Star in 1970 for gallantry in combat in Vietnam. Parker said he was honored to see his service memorialized. Residents may be seeing or hearing an increased presence of military helicopters and ground vehicles moving around the region. Until May 10th, the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault will conduct a major training event spanning various locations in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Louisiana. All military training will take place on military installations or local airfields. For these stories and so many others, head over to our website, mainstreetmediatn.com. Let us connect you with a team that you'll be bedazzled by when you connect with Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Let's meet the team. This is Charles Calvert, known as One Take. He's the plumbing service manager. Here we have Matt Cook. He's known as Big Country. He's the HVAC service manager.
Hey!
Visit Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning for all your needs.
What does 50 years look like to you? When I was a child, 50 years looked like death. Now I'm 50, and so is Rackley Roofing. 50 years in business means integrity, hard work, and a great customer experience.
In 50 years, we've changed with every innovation. We've broken glass ceilings. We've made roofing an honorable profession. Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to Nashville Super Speedway.
That's right, guitars and fast cars right here in Music City. This summer, NASCAR is back at the Nashville Super Speedway. Get your tickets now to watch your favorite driver take on the 1.33 miles of concrete chaos. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to lock in your spot June 28th through the 30th for the Ally 400 race weekend.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. I am delighted and thrilled to be sitting down with the two people I have next to me here ahead of the 84th Iroquois Steeplechase coming up on May 10th. The excitement can be felt from the two of you. We have Mr. Dwight Hall. He is the chairman of the Iroquois Steeplechase and also the 1977 winner of the steeplechase, which I find incredible, and I have so many questions. We also have Eklond. She's the Chief Marketing Officer and Brand Ambassador. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
You know, this is exciting. How does it feel like leading up to the big day? Like, what is the activity like, I guess, with your team?
Pretty hectic. So, you know, we're all gearing up. We're not that far away, and so it's a very, very busy time. Autumn and our other person are very busy right now, so there's a lot going on.
Yeah, Holly and I joke, we're like, oh, we need to clone ourselves this time of year. So, yeah.
If only that was possible,
yeah,
right? Before we get to, you know, the philanthropies that this supports, let's talk some history. This started back in 1941 for us, but what this is goes back beyond that. Am I correct?
Well, yeah, it was basically, there used to be a steeplechase outside of Nashville up near Gallatin at Grassland. And it was founded, it was in the 1929, 1930s, and then the Depression caused it to go under. So in the late 30s, a group of Nashville sportsmen were riding actually out in what is now today, the park. And they came up over the hill looking down onto the track and said, wow, this would be a great venue to have a race course because you can see the whole course, which isn't typical with a lot of steeplechases. So the WPA, which was a program that Roosevelt instituted to bring the country out of the Depression, was building Percy Warner Park. And they had some political connections in Washington and convinced the WPA to actually build the race course, which is an amazing race course. I mean, it would have cost millions and millions of dollars. The drainage system they put in and the grading and they built up and the hedges, and that's how it came about. And then so finally it was completed, and the first race was in 1941.
And the picture that you see here, this is from 1951?
59.
1959.
Yes.
This is incredible. When did you start racing in the Iroquois Steeplechase?
1960.
1960. And then won in 77.
Yep.
What is it like to be a jockey?
It's pretty exhilarating. If you like to go fast and like to compete, it's pretty exciting.
I've always been curious because I've never talked to a jockey firsthand. What is the bond between you and the horse? Like, what is working with that horse like?
Well, I mean, you create a bond and you get to know the horse. They all have different idiosyncrasies. They have different quirks. So you've kind of got to learn what they like to do, what they don't like to do, and create basically a relationship so you can get them to do their best. And you have, you know, some of them you like better than others, and believe it or not, but just like you like some people better than others, right?
They all have personalities,
yeah.
I'm guessing. For this sport, you have so many thousands upon thousands of people from not only locals here, but from across the country, some people even out of the country coming in for the Iroquois Steeplechase. How has it grown? I mean, you've been now with the Steeplechase for 5 years.
Yes.
What growth have you seen in that small period of time?
It's been interesting. So with Nashville growing everywhere, there's a lot more options for people to have, you know, an event, whereas probably 30, 40 years ago, this was the only event in Nashville at that time. But we have consistently had people come every year. They set their calendars. I had dinner with someone last night who said, when I married my husband, I told him the second Saturday of May is Steeplechase. Just put it on your calendar. And so it was just interesting to see how many loyal attendees we've had. We are growing our partnership overseas with the Cheltenham, and actually the winner of this year's Iroquois Steeplechase will get a travel incentive to travel and compete in what we call like the Super Bowl of horse racing, the Cheltenham race next year in 2026. So we're trying to really increase our partnership overseas as well in the horse racing world.
That's incredible. How many horses compete in the steeplechase?
We bring about 70 to 80
There'll be between 70, 75, 80 horses, which are spread across all the races. We'll have 6 races this year. And so, horse only runs in one race. So in the typical race, will have 8 to 12 horses in it.
So many of you will be return visitors for the steeplechase. As Autumn mentioned, this is something that's on your calendar. I'm going to be a first timer. For first timers out there that they're seeing this, they've gotten the hype, they're like, I want to be there. What do we need to make sure that we know before we come? Anything that we need to do other than, of course, get our ticket?
Well, I would say definitely wear comfortable shoes. You are in a field, and light dresses. Like it's a very beautiful day in the sunshine. Sometimes we have a little rain in the morning. Hopefully the weather will be beautiful this year. If not, wear rain boots. People come and rain or shine, have a wonderful time.
I love it. Is there something about the Iroquois Steeplechase that most people wouldn't know?
Well, I think a couple things. One, we're the richest race in the spring. So we have 525,000 in purses. So we have the very best steeplechase horses are running. So you're watching the absolute ultimate horses when they run here. Last couple of years, we've had foreign horses that have come over from England and Ireland to run. And then that's probably, most people probably don't realize the size and the magnitude of a race.
How many local horses do we have competing?
There are probably, this year, maybe 3 or 4.
Okay.
But most of our horses train on the East Coast in Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, and the Carolinas, and then they'll ship in for 3 or 4 days before the race, and then basically leave on Sunday and go back home.
Let's talk about the philanthropies that you support.
Yeah, so our biggest beneficiary since the 80s has been the Children's Hospital, and we've given over $11 million to them, and it's actually one of the reasons I work here, because my daughter spent so much time there. And if you think about how blessed we are as a community to have a hospital of that magnitude in our backyard, we are beyond blessed to have where a parent doesn't have to worry. They have a skilled doctor that can take care of their child. So we've seen so many different child ambassadors come through, and it's amazing their story of strength and what they've gone through. Like this year's child ambassador, Caroline, who's going through cancer treatments one more time again. These kids are just magnificent, and the hospital cares so much for their well-being. So at the end of the day, that's really what our mission is about, to support the sport of steeplechasing and have a good time, but for a good cause.
100%. I also want to hit on another cause that you help to support. It is a horse foundation.
Yes, it's the Foundation for the Horse.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know anything about them, and we discovered them 2 or 3 years ago at a convention that we were at, and we were learning how to be better, industry leaders. And they had the presentation where the horses, we heard the story about the horses that were stranded in the Ukraine when the Ukrainian individuals were fleeing their farms to get away for safety. So this foundation went in and rescued those horses so that they didn't perish on their farms. Another recent thing that they did is in North Carolina, all the floods and stuff, they helped to support, go in, keep the horses safe and grounded somewhere on higher ground until they could go back to where they needed to be. So they're lovely people, and they do a great cause. They also give scholarships to people that want to be veterinarians, and so between all the charities that we support, those are kind of near and dear to our hearts.
I love that. So not only are you coming out for a great time in supporting the Iroquois Steeplechase to help this continue on, but also the foundations too that the Steeplechase supports. A couple more questions for you, and then Dwight, I have one more for you. When it comes to day of, how's the Wi-Fi out there? We have a lot of influencers, a lot of people that want to post and show that they're at the Iroquois Steeplechase.
It actually works pretty well.
Sweet.
And there is Wi-Fi in Steeplechase Central, which is the very center of the infield. And we'll also have a Wi-Fi charging station. AT&T graciously is bringing a charging bus out this year.
Nice.
And so we'll have Wi-Fi, and if your phone loses battery, you can charge it.
Girl, that's me all the time. All the time. My last question, though, is for you, Dwight. When you win, back in 1977, when you won the Iroquois Steeplechase, what was that moment for you?
It was a very special moment, I must say, because it's your hometown. Yeah. So, when I was riding, I was gone every weekend, someplace, Virginia, North Carolina, whatever. And when you would win on while you're there, obviously it was great fun. But when you win at home with your, business associates and your family and your friends, it just makes it really, really special. And, you hear about it for several days afterwards, and it makes it a special moment.
You worked so hard up until that point. Were you surprised? Like, did you realize that you won?
Well, the horse I was on, he had been second the first year he run, third the next year. And no, I thought he had a good shot. I will say that come entry time, I started to have some doubts because a really, really nice horse had entered and had won a major stakes in the summer at Saratoga, and went, oh no. So, it was like, I thought I really had a good shot. Maybe we might be second this year, but when we went up Heartbreak Hill that we told you about, I got to him, and my horse looked at his horse in the eye and went right on past him. So,
what was the name of your horse?
Alvaro.
Alvaro.
He was from South America. He was Argentine.
Oh my gosh, but he was beautiful. Do you think that Alvaro understood that he won the race?
Oh yeah.
I love that. I said that was my last question. Not quite. Autumn, is there a story that sticks out to you? Because we were talking about, before we started, about Heartbreak Hill. For those who don't know, what is Heartbreak Hill?
Okay, so Heartbreak Hill is on the other end of the track, but it's a slight hill that goes up, and a lot of horses have either come in first or moved to second at that spot, just like Dwight just said. One of my favorite stories is from the 1940s, when the announcer at the time was also a horse owner. And so he kind of shifted into, come on, bank robber, a little bit more than probably he should have as an announcer. And bank robber won the race because he was kind of forcing his way into the microphone saying, come on, bank robber.
Oh, that's funny. And I want to hold this up. This is the beautiful trophy that they get at the end?
Well, it's similar. We have different trophies for every race. But
it's a challenge trophy.
A challenge trophy. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, thank you so much. Dwight Hall, Autumn Eklond, thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing this. Any final thoughts from you?
Thank you. No, thank you for being here. Look forward to seeing everybody.
I can't wait. They can't wait to be there and to see you guys.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and diecast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. When it comes to steeplechase, it's not only about the horses and the jockeys, though that's the main event, but fashion. Fashion is a pretty big deal at these events. It's so exciting. We have Ashley Nilsson with us. She is a store manager here at Gus Mayer in Green Hills, Tennessee. Thanks for your time.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
And thanks for setting up the outfits. These look great.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is. You know, I think steeplechase and derby, and those are the two times like you want to find either you want to do it up with a big dress or you want to do a simple dress, but you always want to do a hat.
The hat is
it's
the
like
statement.
It is a
says it all,
statement piece,
right?
would be the best way to put it.
Yes.
What
yes,
are
it's
women
so
looking
important.
for?
You know, it really depends. Our hat maker, Christine Moore, always says to choose the dress first and then choose your hat, because it's much easier that way, right?
Right.
So, you know, really, I would say, you know, figure out your outfit and then we can find the dream hat for you, or fascinator or hatnator. We've got options.
I love that. I had no idea what a hatnator, what that was until today, and you'll find that on the middle stand right there. But let's talk about your dresses and what we have here, and then the fascinators that you've chosen, or maybe the hats that could go along with it.
Yes, absolutely. So we've pulled some beautiful options in terms of dresses for steeplechase. We've got Shoshana, we've got Oscar de la Renta, we've got Eklond, and we've got Zimmerman. And you know, so when you start here, then you can build the rest of your outfit. As we know, the hat is the statement piece, so it has to say a lot, right? So you know, it really depends on the person. Some people prefer, you know, a larger statement, a larger hat, or you can go with something a little bit smaller, but still, you know, has a big impact, right, on the outfit. So it really just depends on personal preference.
Now, if you're picking out a hat, what would you go for? What is your personality?
Oh gosh, okay, so I am someone who is a lover of pink, all things pink. So I would probably, something like this, something like the Zimmerman.
I could see
I love
that.
pink, I love floral. So I would choose the dress first, and then I would really love a pink fascinator. I tend to prefer a fascinator over a hat, personally.
When people come in here, women and young ladies, when they come in, surely they've looked at the weather. So I'm thinking, I know it's supposed to rain.
Yes.
Does that change someone's mind, or what would you suggest at that point? Or, I mean, I would hate to buy a hat and then ruin it. Is there a way to make sure they're safe?
You know, from what I've seen, it doesn't tend to change the mind, change someone's mind regarding the hat. It's more the shoe option that has to change based on the weather. So.
Walk me through the hats that we have here behind you.
Sure. So as you can see, there's, you know, so many different pieces that can be added to a hat. We have silk flowers, we have you know, pieces that can be added to make sort of a, I don't want to say a bouquet, but you know, you can have a lot of different looks here.
Right.
So even just right here, we've got a lot of different options. Again, Christine Moore can do so much. You can basically sit down and tell her exactly what you want, and she can create it for you. She'll sketch it right there, and it's, you know, it's pretty amazing to see.
Talk to me about a lighter piece.
Yeah, so I don't really have one sitting. You know what? Yes, I do. Similar.
Okay.
With this color bow, but just to give you an idea.
Okay.
Something, you know, a little bit more neutral.
I
Just
love
an option.
that. Yeah, no, that is a great option.
And again, this is something that you can wear for years to come because it's not so specific to one dress, right? This is something that can go with so many different outfits, so many different dresses.
So now that's my thing. I would like to have something that maybe I could wear again. Yes, that is versatile. That you have, you know, that you can wear at different events or to the beach.
Absolutely,
to dinner.
a good beach hat. Yeah.
Fantastic. Any final thoughts before we go out and buy our perfect dress and our perfect hat, hatinator or fascinator?
Just come see us at Gus Mayer. We have an amazing selection of both dresses and hats for steeplechase. And have a great time.
Thank you, Ashley, for sharing Christine Moore hat designs with us here at Mornings on Main Street. Christine Moore is the official milliner for the Iroquois Steeplechase. In addition to the 6 races throughout the day on May 10th, Steeplechase will have a style contest, tailgating contest, stick pony races for the kids, and the Parade of Hounds. The official drink, the Rye Smash. Visit IroquoisSteeplechase.org for race day information and tickets. Thank you so much for joining us here at Mornings on Main Street. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.